up, humans, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about the things that I didn't learn in high school. Basic human skills that every adult needs to know. I am 21 years old and I don't know dick about being an adult. There's a lot, so let's get to it. I'm going to start off with the most obvious. Taxes. I don't know how to do taxes. I know that I have to fill out a form, but I don't know what I have to put on the form. I know that I have to save some receipts, I just don't know what receipts I have to save. In fact, I know so little about doing taxes that I have to pay someone else to do my taxes because I never learned how to do them in the first place. Number 2, establishing credit. You can also throw loans into that as well. Learning how to apply for loans and establish credit in high school would have made my life so much easier because after high school comes college, and with college comes student loans. And it would have been awesome to learn how to navigate the loan system before I had to do it by myself. Did you know that paying for your cell phone bill helps to establish credit? I didn't until the guy at Bell Mobility told me that. It's things like this that would have been great to know from the get-go. Number 3, comprehensive sex education. Now, most high schools have a mandatory sex education class, but it differs from school to school. And I'll tell you how I know this. Here in Ontario, you only need to have 1 gym credit, and it's your grade 9 gym credit. And in gym, you have your health part of gym class, which is like a week. And the one and only year that I spent in a Catholic high school was in grade 9. I'm sure you know where this is going. So my sex education was based around, well, the Bible. I learned more about sex education in my religion class than I did in my health class. In fact, we talked so little about sex in my health class that I actually can't remember ever talking about it or learning about it. I remember learning that drugs are bad and what they do to you, but I honest to God don't remember what I learned in sex education. Other than, don't have it, sex is bad, and God will hate you, and you will get an STD and you will die. Well, that's what I took away from it. There really needs to be a change in that though, because everyone should have equal opportunity to the same education and information about sex education. So it would be really great if I learned it, like in school, in my health class. Number 4, politics and voting. This year was my first year voting in a federal election, and it was a lot of people's first year voting in a federal election. But I had no idea how to vote. I didn't know what I needed. I didn't know where to do it, how to do it, what cards I needed, what, information I needed to bring, if I had to bring my health card or my driver's license or any of that kind of stuff. I had no idea. In fact, I brought all of my identification in my purse and a piece of mail that had my address on it because I had no idea. Yes, you can look it up online, but something as critical as voting should be taught in school, especially politics. What party would be best suited for you? Are you a left-wing person? Are you a right-wing person? Are you somewhere in between? Where do you stand politically and on certain social issues? Those things are very important. Here in Ontario, we have a class called civics. It's roughly half a semester and it's taught in grade 10. So you have a bunch of 15-year-olds learning about political stuff, and they don't really give a fuck because they are 3 years away from actually being able to vote. What should be done is in grade 12, where half of your students are 17 and half of them are 18 already voting age, there should be a class on politics and how to vote and everything to do with politics. An entire class dedicated to it because it is so fundamentally important that people know where they stand on the political spectrum because they're picking someone to run their country. And what ends up happening is their parents tell them which party to vote for, and that's just insane. You should vote for the party that best represents you. The next thing that I didn't learn in high school is the law and my rights. Something so critical in people's lives that I never learned. I took 2 law classes in high school, one in grade 11 and one in grade 12. But it's an elective. You don't have to take it. And the fact that, learning about your rights, your freedoms, and the law of the country that you live in is an optional course is kind of ridiculous because people are going out there with the wrong information because they don't know their rights. They were never taught them. It's crazy that I can tell you how to get the hypotenuse of a triangle, but most people my age don't know that their right for freedom of speech only exists if the government is telling them what they can and can't do, and not a company or their employer. You see people on the internet throw that around all the time that, freedom of speech, you're infringing on my freedom of speech. And no, it has to do with the government. The government can't tell you what to say, but if you go up to someone at your work and call them, I don't know, fucking beluga whale, you're boss has all the right to fire you and tell you never to say that again. The next thing that I didn't learn in high school is how to buy a house. I don't know one thing about buying a house. All I know is that you get a real estate agent and you ask them to do a lot of stuff and then you get a house. I don't know. I know you have to make a down payment. I don't know how big the down payment should be or has to be. I don't know what the housing market is like right now. I don't know what is too expensive for a house and what is very cheap for a house. Mortgages, I don't know anything about mortgages. The idea of having a $400,000 house and a $400,000 mortgage freaks me out. Plus, utility stuff. I don't know any of that. I mean, I'm nowhere in my life right now to even think about buying a house, but that day will come, my friend, and I won't know what to do. The next thing that I didn't learn in high school is budgeting and financial planning and stocks and savings and all that kind of stuff. Stocks, I couldn't tell you. I cannot tell you what a stock is, and I don't know how to buy a stock or, why I would want to buy a stock or what stock would be best for me. I'm really bad at budgeting. I don't know how much money I should put towards food, and I don't know how much money I should put towards, living expenses and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I've been living by myself for about 3 years now, so I've kind of gotten a grasp on it. But when I first moved out, I got hit in the face with life real hard. You spend all this money on like really cool groceries, and then you realize, hey, you can't afford rent this month. And then you're fucked. Budgeting is such a big part of people's lives. Savings is such a big part of people's lives, and financial planning in general is such a big part of people's lives. Why aren't we learning this in high school? Why am I not learning how to save my money? Why am I not learning any of that? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Next thing I didn't learn in high school is how to fucking fix shit. Things break in my apartment all the time and I have no idea how to fix them. I don't really know how to use a power drill. I don't really know how to properly hang a picture. That might just be me. I mean, I'm in a wheelchair. I'm not tall enough to actually hang a picture, so that's probably just me. There's an argument to be made that your parents should be teaching you this stuff, but not everyone is as lucky as I am to have parents that are there for you whenever you need them to be, to help you with these kind of things. And that would have been a great life skill to learn in high school. The next thing I didn't learn in high school is parenting. How to be a parent. You could hand me a baby right now and I wouldn't know how to hold it. I wouldn't know what to do with a baby, how to feed it, or anything to do with babies, how to change a baby. I don't know if it's just me, if I don't have that motherly instinct, but I don't know what to do with a baby. And that's something, I don't know, you should probably learn in high school. And yes, there is the home ec classes, but those again are electives in certain situations. I mean, here in Ontario, it is an elective. You can take home ec if you want, but it's not mandatory. And I don't know, I think it should be pretty fucking mandatory to learn how to parent a child, because that child one day is gonna grow up and be a person and be like an adult and contribute to society. And if you fuck up, that's a big fuck up. That's a really big fuck up. And fucking up a human's life is a pretty big fuck up. That class should definitely be mandatory. And in fact, if you get anything under like a 90%, you should just fail the class, because you need to know how to be a parent and live life properly. It's a human being. The next thing that I didn't learn in high school is communication skills. The one thing that everyone has to have to be able to interact with each other properly. And not just communication skills like how to not be a dick, but like communication skills in like a business environment, like how to conduct an interview, how to be interviewed, how to write business emails, and the idea that you probably shouldn't have your email address that you made when you were like 13, that's like pot_hippo_xoxo@hotmail.com. Little things like that. Communication is such a big part of being a successful person. You'd think you would learn that in high school. I mean, you have 4 years of reading literature and writing essays, but you don't learn the first thing about how to communicate with one another. I think teaching communication is such a critical skill that it's kind of crazy that it's not already a mandatory course. Another thing I didn't learn in high school is crisis intervention. What do you do when your friend's suicidal and you don't want them to kill themselves? Teaching about how to intervene with people who are going through struggles like suicidal tendencies, depression, anxiety, eating disorders, any of those things would help out so many people. Sometimes you just need a friend to talk to, and not someone who went to school for like 8 years. Not everyone can afford to see a psychologist, and not everyone has the resources to see a therapist or a psychologist or any of those people. It'll help destigmatize mental health issues, and it would get the conversation going from the get-go. And the last thing that I didn't learn in high school is that it gets better. That everything that's going on in high school right now, all the cliques, all the drama, all the rumors, all the bullshit, only matters in that moment. That after everyone graduates, all that shit goes away. Everyone moves to different cities, they break apart, and your world is so much more open after high school. I wish that I knew that back in high school, so that I wouldn't be so depressed for 4 years. Everything that's happening right now in high school means everything, means the whole entire world. If one little thing goes wrong, my whole world comes crashing down. But when you graduate high school and you look back into it, you think, those things mean nothing. Absolutely nothing. For those of you who are in high school right now and watching this video, it gets better. It gets so much better. So much better. So much better. So that's my video for today. Let me know in the comment section down below things that you wish you learned in high school that would potentially help you in your adult life. And if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And as always, if you haven't subscribed, I would love to see your faces next week. Bye!